very good morning to each one of you present here. I'm Sheena Mathew, a consultant psychologist from Salem, Tamil Nadu. Right at the onset, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the principal and the management of Vijaya Mahantesh Krupa Poshit S.R. VASTRAD Arts, Science and Vijay Shankarappa BELLIHAL Commerce College, Hungund, Karnataka, for giving me an opportunity to address the faculty members for the online faculty development program on effective teaching strategies COVID-19. Thank you so much for having me here. The topic for my session is the use of technology in teaching. Let me take you through the roadmap of my presentation. We would start with understanding what is technology in teaching. When did technology creep in education? Why do we use technology in teaching? And if you don't, why don't we use it? And lastly, my final thoughts. So to begin with, what is technology in the first place? Etymologically, the word comes from the Greek word techne, meaning technical art or skill, and logos, meaning knowledge. So technology means the knowledge of technical art and skill that is applied to solve practical human problems. In teaching, however, it is the use of various media tools integrated within the learning management systems. That is, to add multimedia elements to your lessons, which can effectively resonate with your students, be it in or out of the classroom. For example, I remember as a kid seeing a movie screened in school that they called an educational video. When I grew up, I incorporated it too when I taught my college students. Watching the symptoms of various disorders like multiple personality disorder, which we also know as dissociative identity disorder, on screen had my students awed, which my explanations had not been able to achieve, I have to admit. Computers, making PowerPoint presentations on computers. As a student, which I missed out a lot. I remember constant lecturing would leave many disengaged in the backbench. However, when I was on the other side of the table as a teacher, I was prompt to learn PPTs and engage my students into discussions to reduce the passivity of my class. I used to feel satisfied using technology and to keep up with times. Well, we can add multimedia to presentations too today. There are so many web-based learnings like pre-recorded videos as this one, or video conferencing technology that allows subject experts to deliver lessons, online teaching through Skype or Zoom or Google Meet, Google Hangouts, etc., playing relevant podcasts to supplement your lessons, and so on. The list is endless. And all these are attempts to effectively hold our students' attention to our delivery. When did we use technology in teaching? 1963. Educational technology was funded by the Vocational Education Act in 1963, which introduced personal computers into the classrooms with languages like basics. Computers were used in education with an intention to individualize instruction, which became known as computer assisted instruction. So basically, students could learn at their own pace. Those who needed their own time to understand could go back to their lessons, while those who didn't have to could proceed, thus helping students to work on their own individual levels. So, why do we need technology in teaching or education? The list goes on. Let's begin with automation. Technology can automate lots of your tedious tasks. For example, typing, keeping track records, to design events and functions that risk human error. So now teachers are equipped to save time and work efficiently. Variety in pedagogy that results in fun learning. Technology gives teachers the power to experiment and transform teaching into a whole new level. It improves the skill of the teachers as well as the students. One look at the Byju's learning app, you will know why every kid wants to join Byju's. Improves personalized learning. Let's all be honest, whenever we have had something new to learn, where have we all run to? Our omnipresent guru, Google. We are more indebted to our guru Google for all our personalized learning, from online teaching to cooking. You name it and they have it. No sage on stage turns to a guide by the side. Students just like us explore the web and get exposed to a wide array of engaging learning strategies like websites, tutorials, videos, professional resources, and so on. Students develop their higher order thinking skills, while it also takes off a lot of load from the teacher's shoulder. So, how wonderful would it be to turn from the sage on the stage to the guide by the side of the students? I'm sure classrooms would become a much more happier place. Fosters global collaboration. Students who take online classes get their hands on experience on global collaboration with experts from all around the world. Storage and sharing. Technology for sure has changed the way we store data and share information for the better. Mobility and remote connectivity. Post COVID 19, many of us are still sane because we have our heads hanging over our gadgets. Even in a lockdown, technology lets us stay connected from the comforts of our own homes. We can even work from anywhere, which is why freelancing has increased over the years. Communication. Last but not the least, we humans are social animals and we constantly want to improve our communication, which is why writers was replaced by computers. Today, technology helps everyone to stay connected and communicate whatever and whenever they want to. If technology has so many benefits, you would say, then why weren't we using it on our everyday teaching? Well, there are some ground realities and hard facts we have to come face to face with. Huge gap in access. India, with its large population, has a huge gap in access of technology. Students don't have equal access to resources. I remember being in Bangalore where I could witness students having international collaborations, while now in Salem, I see students who cannot even afford a mobile phone of their own. Forget about smartphone or even a computer. Distraction. Those who have access succumb to the next level trap of distraction. Research points out that college students learn less when they are using computers or mobiles. So technology can distract you from learning. Reliable and unreliable resources. Having controlled all the distraction, if the student now manages to focus their attention on the learning platform, he faces a next level challenge of whether the resource is reliable or not, as there is this influx of sites and unreliable information online. So use of open educational resources have to be stressed by the teacher. Educators need education. The COVID-19 pandemic had the education ministry pressurize the management to continue the learning process. The teachers suddenly had to reluctantly force teach themselves about online teaching and catch up with technology. This simultaneously exposed the fact that many of us teachers do not know much about technology ourselves. Hence, IT professionals were posted to provide assistance and train us, as it was getting painful to make drastic shifts at such a short notice. Automation. Dr. Bernhard Skindholzer, a technology manager working on machine learning and e-commerce, in his TED Talk on AI and future of education system, had proposed that soon a lot of routine jobs would be lost as AI would take over them. So, the future courses offered by colleges and universities should focus on enhancing students' problem solving skills and creativity. So, basically, he made the point that change, change was required in the teaching model, and that had become the need of the hour. Teachers, according to him, were no more needed to download information. The computers were already equipped with it. So teachers now had to rise up and offer more or risk losing their jobs to the automation process. Now, could this really be a future threat because of which teachers have this reluctance towards technology? Let's have a closer look. Can technology replace teaching? TED Talks, as we all know, is where the world's leading thinkers and doers give the talk of their lives in 18 minutes on technology, entertainment, and design primarily. For the past 10 years and more, influential people have been putting across, uh, in fact, pushing forward the idea that the future of education needs to change. Bill Gates, in his talk, Teachers Need Real Feedback, suggests that even great teachers need to get better and smarter with feedback, and lays out a program from his foundation to bring it to every classroom. Dr. Scott Bollard, founder of New Dawn Technologies, a high-tech software company aiming to revolutionize education through AI, strongly proposed self-directed learning in his talk on neuroscience, AI, and future of education. As according to an article in 2014 in the Journal of Learning, Media and Technology, said that online learning stimulates an increase in midbrain dopamine to help store and recall information. After which, there has been an influx of TED Talks, even coming from teachers, to advocate for online teaching. For example, Joe Room, who teaches biology, genetics, and science research, who presents on teaching methods for inspiring the students of the future and puts forward the great idea that students have to be given the choice to collaborate, communicate, critically think, and be creative through the online medium. And teachers have to facilitate the process. One reality check, and we know that there has been a considerable large market developed for online learning today, like massive open online courses. Online teaching and learning have as if barged into every single household post COVID-19 pandemic and has made its presence felt. Is technology then really replacing teaching methods, teaching styles, and education itself? Social psychologists would still beg to differ. We humans from prehistoric times, as cavemen, have been hardwired to communicate and connect with each other, be it through cave drawings, or paper mails, or emails, or WhatsApp, or Snapchat, or Twitter. We have this ingrained need to connect. Our bodies and brains have been fine tuned for millions of years to communicate so intricately that we can't even think of. For example, we know whether to trust someone in a matter of seconds. We pick up cues that tell us whether one is a friend or a foe. The process is called neuroception, which happens involuntarily. If we have a threat, our sympathetic nervous system signals us to give a fight, flight, or freeze response. If we sense no threat, our parasympathetic nervous system signals us to relax and calm down. Your brain checks for hands and instantly signals that the person has no weapon to harm, so probably is not an enemy or threat and can be trusted. In the presence of this person or friend, our bodies then synchronize and heart rates follow the synchronizing process. We start to mirror each other's gestures and facial expressions. Our brain then signals that we have started to understand each other. During conversations, if we shake hands or tap a shoulder, as we teachers often do in class, the body releases oxytocin, the bonding chemical. They say a touch is worth 1,000 words. It is a very powerful means by which we bond as humans. Our brain can proficiently perceive the tiniest curves and lines on our faces and read the emotions. Like a small curve near your mouth could be perceived as a smile. A small cringe between your eyebrows can be easily read as discomfort or doubt. And such many more emotions of fear, anger, that could easily convey discomfort. This is how teachers in class read such micro expressions of the students, sense their discomfort at moments, and offer help, which even the most updated technology cannot do. A little head tilt, a smile, would signal to the students, I'm receptive of you, I'm interested in your well being, and the students just open up. Body language experts argue that we influence each other through our non-verbal gestures more than mere words, which the go-to meetings or Zoom meetings totally miss. Eye contact. Eye contact is a powerful tool. Eye contact suggests that one is interested in the other person. Eye contact makes you look honest, confident, warm, loving, or even socially competent. You don't make eye contact when you have something to hide or when you're nervous. Social psychologists proclaim that making eye contact can even alter behavior. Our behaviors change when we know that we are being watched, because at such moments we are more engaged and energized participants, which instantly turns to disengagement the moment the video is switched off, as it happens in video conferences. When someone seems upset, we humans show empathy by just being present, and by touching one's head. Empathy can be conveyed, which is very powerful. Research shows that students who spend too many hours on social media, in fact, become social media addicts, which affects their innate ability to actually connect to another human being, making more and more of social media addicts and more socially awkward people, and therefore more prone to social anxiety, stress, loneliness, and depression. This may be because we lose the ability to connect by sheer lack of practice. Our neural circuits that are not processing connectivity anymore will atrophy. When we empathize with others, we often are moved to act out of compassion. Unfortunately, in our digital lives, we make no attempt to act. Rather, most often, just swipe left and turn away. Doing this, our neural networks learn to ignore such moments. And thus, we also risk losing our ability to empathize and act, an ability that keeps us human. Intimacy. We share intimate relationships when we meet and reveal our true selves to the other, which often is not the case in our digital lives. Texts and social media rather create deception, which is why people feel lonely and, and depressed despite having millions of followers. When we experience intimacy, our brain gets flooded with endorphins. So we tend to do more things to feel connected, like singing and dancing, laughing and sharing more of ourselves. This happens as an upward spiral, forming deeper bonds with the other. So, my final thoughts. They say change is the only constant in life, and what we can't cure, we must endure. As we endure the change COVID 19 has brought in our education system, we do realize life might not continue to be the same. But let's also remind ourselves that technology is a powerful tool that can empower teachers. But that's all it is, a tool. On the other hand, teachers can observe, can communicate, act with empathy, can comfort like no technology on earth can. That is what makes us human, the creator of all technology. Thank you.